Since the DVDs was 20 minutes, I'm just going to split this up, and this is going to be part 2 of my DVD and Blu-ray update, and we're on the Blu-rays now. I actually took a little bit of a break because my mouth was getting really dry. I took a drink and stuff, so now I'm just going to record the rest of this video and I'll upload it separately. So now it's 2 videos, which, yeah, if you missed the first part, go check out the first part where I talk about the DVDs. These are the Blu-rays, starting with Battle Royale. I paid like $14 for this, which is probably overpriced. I normally try to stay away from paying over, $12 for a Blu-ray unless it's something that has multiple films or is like a Scream Factory release or something brand new. But I just really wanted to see this one. I've heard a lot of things about it. It's kind of, talked a lot about, and it's one of the more popular Asian films that I've heard about, and I wanted to see it, so I'm gonna check it out eventually, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to it a lot. After that, we have Curse of Chucky. Grabbed this day one. I loved it. I'm not a huge fan of the Child's Play series. I really like part one. It's a classic. Part two, I like even more. And part three, I like a good bit, but I mean, I'm not a huge fan of them. I do like them a lot, but it's nowhere near in the top of my franchise rankings if I'm ranking all my favorite franchises. Um, I don't really care for Seed of Chucky at all, and Bride of Chucky was just okay. Actually, I used to like Bride of Chucky more, but Seed of Chucky kind of diminished Bride because they're kind of similar films. Um, but yeah, Curse of Chucky, man, took it back to the roots. I love what they did with Brad Dourif's character. And the flashback scenes were completely awesome. I wasn't expecting that, and I was just so relieved and happy to know that they didn't ignore the previous sequels, because that pisses me off when they do that in a sequel, where they just ignore everything that happened before, especially in a film like this where it's way later, and they're trying to take it back to its roots. I totally could have seen them just ignoring everything, making this its like own standalone thing. Anyway, beautifully shot. I was actually very impressed with that. I was not expecting a Child's Play film to be shot so well, especially a low budget one like this. Direct to video. Also, Russian roulette rat poison scene, such an awesome scene, so suspenseful. I was so impressed with the suspense in that scene. Who has it, who doesn't. You guys who've seen it know what I'm talking about. I was thinking like, no, that person has it, and then I was like, maybe it's that one. So yeah, Curse of Chucky, fantastic. Next up we have Carrie, and Carrie, man, Carrie. I did not realize how much I liked this film. This is a great classic Stephen King adaptation. Sissy Spacek, man, you really feel for her, and that's kind of rare for me to like my heart to go out to somebody in a horror film. I think of the tragic, how tragic this film is, and it's up there with Pet Sematary. Not quite as tragic because that film's just on a whole nother level. But Carrie, man, it's kind of it's fucked up. It's fucked up what they do to her, man. You really just like Sissy Spacek, or should I say, Carrie? Yeah, Sissy Spacek too. Her performance fantastic. So yeah, moving on, we have Prom Night the Remake, and this one. Sorry if I keep itching my face and my nose. It feels like allergies or something's going on. Prom Night the Remake. I've heard so many bad things about this, and I've avoided it for so long. I paid $4.94 for this at FYE, and I avoided it, and I avoided it, and I avoided it, and I just didn't give it a chance. I don't even like the original Prom Night, and everybody just talks so much shit on this one. I just could not avoid it anymore. I had to grab it for $5. I see this film in the fog everywhere. I see it in eBay lots. I see it at pawn shops. I see it at FYE. I see it at, Walmart and multi-packs and stuff. Dollar General. Those two films I cannot avoid. They are everywhere. And The Fog sucks. The Fog remake I'm talking about. And Prom Night probably sucks. It's like, I think it's because nobody wants them. That's why you see them everywhere. But anyway, I finally decided to give this one a try. I really want to pick up the original sequels, part 2, 3, and 4, because I hear they're actually better than the original. But I also hear Moods was telling me that part 3 or 4 or both of them are like cut or something, the US Region 1 releases, so that kind of bumps me out. I guess I'll wait until they get re-released or grab like some Canadian edition or something like that. So I'll grab those eventually. Prom Night, I'll give it a shot. What the hell, you know? Next up, we have Maniac. And Maniac. I needed to grab this one for so long. I don't know why I waited so long to grab Maniac. Actually, I do know why. Because the Blue Underground 2-disc edition, that's what I originally wanted. And the price was staying up there. And I wanted to wait until the price dropped. It never really did. But then they released the 1-disc edition. I still kind of wanted the 2-disc. But this one was at a price I couldn't really, I couldn't really beat it. It was $7, so I had to finally give this one a buy, and I'm glad that I did. It is awesome. It's probably my favorite standalone slasher, like a slasher without a sequel. It's probably the best. Maybe The Burning. I've not seen The Burning, but I hear a lot of people say that one is. But Maniac, man, I really, really like this one. This is top-notch slasher, man. Next up, we have Maniac the Remake, which is completely awesome. This is so awesome. I love this film. This is one of my favorites of the year. Just really blown away. I was not expecting to like it as much as I did, and it had hype behind it. I heard a lot of people say how good it was. But I was not expecting it to be that good. It was just the point of view shot, way that it's shot just works so well. The music is amazing. Some of the scenes, like the scene with the chick in the bathtub where he's just kind of staring at her, hands her the glass. It's so well done. It really is, man. And it's just amazing. If you haven't seen Maniac, see Maniac. It's one of the best of the year. After that, we have this probably should have been with the TV also. But we have The Walking Dead, the complete second season, and everybody talks about The Walking Dead. I was on board at the beginning. I was there day one when the very first episode premiered. After a Halloween party, I came home all excited. AMC Fear Fest was running all month long, and it kept showing promos of The Walking Dead, and I was like, is it really going to be good? Everybody didn't know if it was really going to be good or not. Finally, I watched the first episode. I loved it. Watched the second episode. Finished the series. Grabbed the series when it came out on Blu-ray. Was a huge Walking Dead fan when it came out. And then I never watched it again. Second season came out. I missed like the first 3 episodes, and I didn't have them DVR'd, and I'd never watched since because I was like, I'll just wait till it comes on Blu-ray. Eventually, when it came out, it was a little expensive, and I decided to not grab it. But I got this for like $21 at Amazon, which is a fantastic price for me. $21 is good for a season on Blu-ray, and I'm finally gonna catch up on some Walking Dead. Watch the second season, and then I'll grab the third season, and then fourth season when it comes out on Blu-ray. So yeah, moving on, we have Scream, the 5-film set. This was like $10. A little bummed out though, because it is cracked. That kind of sucks. I might look into replacing this case if it annoys me enough, but for right now, I think it's alright. Scream 1, Scream 2, Scream 3 on Blu-ray. Then you have the 2 documentaries, Still Screaming and Scream the Inside Story, which I love horror documentaries. Mood's been picking up some crazy amounts of horror documentaries. I need to get a lot of those, man. I'm kind of jealous on that. But yeah, I love horror documentaries. I love the first Scream. It's one of my all-time favorite films. I went and seen Scream 2 in the theater. I went and seen Scream 4 in the theater and Scream 3. Missed the first one. Obviously, I was like 6 years old or like 5 years old. But I do love the original Scream. And grabbing the original Scream on Blu-ray alone would have probably been worth $10. So getting the other 2 films plus the 2 documentaries is totally worth it. Yeah, man, Scream 4 I also own on Blu-ray, and I was listening to a podcast earlier, and it annoys me when people don't like Scream 4. Not people that don't like Scream 4 because, it could just not be a cup of tea, but people that like Scream 2 and 3 but don't like 4, because I just don't get it. It's the same shit. It seems like some people were expecting to see something else. I saw a Scream film. That's what I was expecting, and that's what I saw. And I love Scream 4. I think Scream 4 is the best since the first one. And it just saddens me to know that people hate on Scream 4. It's good, people. It's Scream. So yeah, moving on. We have Halloween, the Blu-ray, the 35th anniversary edition. And quick little story on this one. I'll try to speed it along because we're already getting into some time on this second part here. Halloween, the 35th anniversary edition. I was at Walmart. I grabbed a hoagie, some contact solution. Trust me, this is necessary to the story. Some dog treats and like something else. I can't really tea. And I grabbed this. At first, I was like, man, I don't know if I want to pay 21 something for this thing, but I don't own the original Halloween on Blu-ray. The first release that they put out, and I kind of like this one. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna grab it. I'll just whatever, I'll pay the $21. I want to see it on Blu-ray. Plus, I like the cover and stuff. So I grabbed it, and I'm like, man, this one's crushed or something. I need to get another one. This one's so thin. And I grabbed another one, and it was also thin, and I was like, I guess that's just how it is. I thought it was funny, though, because I really thought it was, going to be a little bit thicker. I think these are called digibooks or something. Anyway, getting to the story, as I was checking out, boom, boom, scanning my stuff, she scans this, and I hear a weird noise, and I'm like, that kind of didn't sound right. And she gives me my total and asks me for $12, and I'm like, that's definitely not right. So in my head, I was like, all right, I'm just going to try to go out with it, and if the buzzer rings, I didn't try to steal anything. It just didn't ring up right. I didn't notice it. And if it doesn't, if the buzzer doesn't go off, then I get a free Halloween Blu-ray. And I go to walk out, and the buzzer does not go off. So I got this for absolutely free, and that totally made my day, made my week, and I still haven't watched it. But I did go see Halloween in the theater a couple weeks ago, and it was awesome. I loved Halloween. I've always been a fan of the Halloween series. Wasn't always a fan of the Halloween series, I meant to say. Just in the past few years, it's really grown on me. I was always a Friday guy or an Elm Street guy. I liked Elm Street and Friday. I really wasn't a Halloween guy. Until recently, I started really liking them. I even like part 6 and 5, and a lot of people don't like those. The only bad one to me is Resurrection. Yeah, so I didn't think that I could like the original Halloween any more than I already did until I seen it in the theater, and I actually like it more than I did, and that blows my mind. It's one of the best horror films ever made, and I got a new respect for it. I had a new one when I first seen it, in the past few years, and then watching it in the theater, it just I learned something new about myself and the movie. So yeah, moving on, we have Hatchet 3, and I love Adam Green. I love the Hatchet series, Hatchet 1 and 2. Adam Green, I think, is probably my favorite new school director. I just love his films. Frozen is my favorite of his. I think it's brilliant. Hatchet 1 and Hatchet 2 I really like. Chillerama was really, really cool. And of course, Holliston. Holliston, the TV series, is fucking awesome. I love it. I cannot wait till season 2 comes out on Blu-ray so I can pick that shit up. I don't have FearNet here in Pennsylvania, in my area, Pennsylvania. So, man, I just can't wait till that comes out on Blu-ray. Anyway, Hatchet 3, I'm kind of worried about this one because I've heard very mixed things, kind of negative things, and that'll just really ruin my day, really disappoint me if I don't like Hatchet 3 because, I was looking forward to it. I really was. So I'm going to get around to checking out Hatchet 3. Adam Green's fucking awesome, and I really hope that doesn't disappoint. Next up, we have Alien, the anthology set. This is 4 Alien films, 6 discs here. This shit is heavy. And it got Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, and Alien Resurrection. I'm not a huge fan of the series, I gotta be honest. I love Alien. I think it's classic. It's so great. It's completely awesome. One of the best sci-fi horror film ever made, probably. Aliens, I think, is overrated as hell. I know people will lay down and throw their life on the line saying how it's, one of the best horror films ever made. I disagree. It's good. It's really good. But best horror film, I don't see it in top 20s, let alone top 50s. Maybe top 50. No, fuck that. Alien will be in the top 50. Aliens, no. Of course, everybody's allowed to have their own opinion. Who the fuck am I to tell you that you can't? I'm just saying that Aliens is like that sci-fi horror action stuff, action horror, which I don't really care for. I don't like action and horror. I don't think it mixes well. Very rarely it does. And Aliens is good. Don't think that I'm like completely, saying that it sucks. It's just not as good as Alien to me. Alien 3, not really a huge fan. I've never even seen Alien Resurrection, but I'm looking forward to giving all these a rewatch. Who knows, maybe I'll get a new outlook on Aliens and Alien 3 and Resurrection and whatever. Next up, we have Prometheus. Now, this film I actually really liked. I thought it was cool. I didn't like it as much as everybody else in the world did because, man, people were praising this like crazy. You know, it definitely had a lot of hype going behind it, and also a lot of people were hating on it. But I noticed that it didn't seem like people were hating on it because it was a bad movie and they didn't like the movie. It seemed like the people that was hating on it didn't like it because it wasn't an alien film. I mean, it kind of is. It's in that world, but it's not really an alien film, and I think that pissed a lot of people off. And I don't really see why. It's not an alien film, so it's still a decent movie. It's good. Um, I liked it, and you know, it didn't bug me that it wasn't an alien film. I actually liked how it was done, and you know how it connected into the world. And yeah, I would like to see another alien film, but you know, Prometheus was cool on its own. I like the idea, the concept of, you know, what if the people that created us aren't awesome? That's a cool concept. Next up, we have Nightmare on Elm Street, the box set, the Blu-ray set. This was like $25 on Amazon. I was like, dude, I gotta get this shit. I was sitting on this for a while. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna touch this right away because it was kind of expensive, and I already own the Elm Street films and the good old box set from the 90s, like 1999. I'm still watching that box set. I've been watching it forever, and it's one of my most watched things ever because Elm Street 3 is awesome, and that's why I had to get it on Blu-ray. Elm Street 3 on Blu-ray, come on, that's going to be so awesome. Yeah, and 25 bucks is a great price for this. 7 Nightmare on Elm Street films. And yeah, looking forward to going through some of these again. I like all the Elm Street films. I know a lot of horror fans kind of crap on Elm Street a little bit, but I like them all. Even Freddy's Dead. um, Next up, we have The Nest, and I took advantage of Scream Factory's sale that they was having in October because, you know, they were at some good prices, and there's a lot of titles I still need to grab. I plan on grabbing every single Scream Factory film. I just fell behind early and just kept getting further and further behind, but I'm slowly grabbing them all now. I love bug type of horror, insects. I've said that earlier, but I think I'm really going to like this one. And I might have already seen this one back in the day. I can't really remember. I know I've seen a few of the bug, cockroach type horror movies. Just can't remember if I seen this one. I'm thinking I did though, but even if I seen it, I'll probably like it. Even if I didn't see it, I'll probably like it. Next up, we have Q the Winged Serpent, and I actually thought that this was a film from the 50s, like some cheesy B movie, but apparently it's from the 80s and it's pretty okay. So yeah, looking forward to checking out Q the Winged Serpent. After that, we have I paid like 10 for Q and like 15 for the other one, I think. Then we have the Funhouse, and I was super worried about getting the slipcases for these because if you guys don't know, Scream Factory no longer guarantees slipcases after like 3 months of the initial release. And I know that a lot of people was getting copies from Amazon and stuff, and they weren't having the slips. And this is one of the older releases, so I was definitely worried about a slip not coming with this. And as a collector, and as a collector of Scream Factory especially, I would have been bummed out not to have a slipcase with it because I just like them. They're cool and they fit, and it just feels like it wouldn't be complete if I didn't have this slipcase. So watch out if you're trying to get some of the older releases. If you're worried about getting a slipcase or not, maybe look on eBay. I know they was selling the slipcases for like $8 a piece on eBay, which is insane to me. Next up, we have Halloween 2. This is the only other old edition of the Scream Factory releases that this is the only other film in the original couple that they released that I didn't have. So Halloween 2, I just was putting this one off for a long time because it's Halloween 2. How many times have I seen it? But this is a great release and a great addition, so I'm definitely glad to have it. After that, we have The Fog. This is one of the John Carpenter films I've never seen. I had never seen The Fog. I've seen the remake. It's terrible, and I hear a lot of good things about this one. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. And it's a great addition. Scream Factory people, support Scream Factory, please support Scream Factory. They do a fantastic job. Best DVD company out there in my opinion. I know other people would say um, Arrow, I believe, which is a UK company. I don't really know a lot about Arrow. I don't buy that stuff too much, any of it actually. But anyway, that's besides the point. From Beyond, I never seen this one, but once again, Scream Factory, awesome stuff here. And finally, last up for this update, the Blu-ray section of this update, and this update in general, we have The Burning, which is one that I've been wanting to see for a long time. It's one of those slashers that I just never got around to seeing. I never seen it. It never was in my video store or anything. It just missed me throughout time, and I'm finally gonna check it out. So, you know, super excited to check this one out. Scream Factory, man, I just love the releases that Scream Factory does, and I'm so trying to catch up. I just really want to catch up and have all of them. I have all of the collector's editions up to The Fog now. I believe I need the Howling, which was right before The Fog, but I have all the rest of them. I'm going to continue getting the collector's editions, and then I'll go back and get the ones without the slipcases, the non-collector's edition stuff. And then hopefully I'll be caught up within the next, couple months. And see you guys next time, man. This was a lot of stuff. I was really down on energy when I was doing the DVDs. I went and took a little break, got some drinkage, and ate a little something, and now I have a bunch of energy. So check you guys later. My phone's ringing. I'm going to answer that. Peace.